And he tell you to remove yourself from those type of people. Remove yourself from those teachings. And you gonna go in there to those teachings because you got stature. He's gonna remove you from the book. Because he tells you clear. He's clear as day. But we're gonna get some understanding of this, because we're gonna look at this chart. So we know right here, so we need to time this up, not in the lie of years, but in days. We need to add this 70 weeks up and get this straight. Let's look at this. 70 times 7. So 70 weeks times 7 days. We want to get the days added. Is what? 490 days. Write that down. I'm going to give you time to write it down. These are not years. This is the lie who somebody is not written on then taught you. We need to count them in scripture, and this is where Christians, stupid people, have taken and fall off. This is what they did. And see, and the only reason why I'm kind of getting riled up, because they have lied to you and continue to lie to you. To my people. To keep you in sin. But he came to confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. Let's look at this. And Yahawashi departed from thence and came nigh unto the Sea of Galilee and went up the mountain and sat down there. So now we know what's going on, because we're going to see some more of what's happening. And then a great multitude came unto him, having them where they was lame, blind, dumb, maimed, and many others cast from down at Yahawashi's feet, and he healed them. Didn't he do his disciples the same way? He said, let's get them healed, but I need to feed them this information. I got to inject this in them. So let me remove their problems to where I can give them the truth. Because if I try to give them the truth and they got these problems, they're not going to hear me. But if I hear them, they're going to be wondering. And then the ones who've seen that happen, they going to want to hear what I got to say. And so much the multitude wondered and saw that the dumb speak. You see that? And the maimed behold, and the lame walk, and the blind see. And they glorified Yahweh of Israel. See, this is what was going on. This is what's happening. Then Yahawashi called his disciples and said, called his disciples unto him and said, I have compassion on the multitude, because with me now 3 days and have nothing to eat. I will send them away fasting, lest they faint in the way. So what did he do? And his disciples said unto him, which should we have so much bread in the wilderness? Keep bread in the back of your mind. Israel, keep it bread in the back of your mind, as to fill so great a multitude. Why? Because there was over 5,000 there. But we're gonna get to that. And Yahawashi said unto them, how many loaves have ye? And he said, 7. And a few little fishes. I have 7 and a few little fishes. Were they cooked? That's something we'll talk about in a later teaching. Because you don't hear them where they cooked it, but that's something we'll learn in a later teaching. Verse 35. And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the ground. And he took 7 loaves and the fishes and gave thanks and brake them and gave to his disciples and his disciples to the multitudes. And what happened? And they did all eat and were filled. Really? And they took up the broken meat that was left, the 7 baskets full, and they did eat, were 4,000 men, besides, not even counting the women and children. So, we had a 1 week, 490 days equal what? So you have 490 days minus 7 days, you have 384 days left. Right, I'm giving you time to write this down because it's real simple. So let's go back to Daniel 9:25. Therefore, understand that from the beginning, going forth, the commandments in the restored Jerusalem unto the Messiah shall be 7 weeks, 62 weeks, and the streets shall be built again, in the walls, even in the troublous time. So we have 7 weeks and 62 weeks, meaning 62 weeks. Because 60 is 20s. So and there's 3 of them. 60, 62 weeks. And the street shall be built again, which is another teaching within itself, because that's a whole nother thing within itself. So we have 7 times 62. In the 69. So we need to understand that. So we have 69 weeks left because 7 days was confirmed. So let's look at that. So he says, so after 62 weeks shall the Messiah be cut off, not for himself, but the people of the prince shall come and shall destroy the city of the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with the flood, and the end of the war, desolations are determined. So 62 weeks, meaning what? 62 weeks. Yahawashi, we're going to be cut off in 62 weeks, in 7 times. So 7 times, and we got 62 weeks, that's 434 days. I'm going to give you time to time that up. So we got we got 434 days. And verse 27, and shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. So remember, we got the 1 week in there. In the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and oblations to cease, and the overspreading of the abomination, and he shall make it desolate, and the consummation and the determined shall be poured out on the desolate. So we can confirm this 1 week, which is 7 days, equal from everything. We got 441 days. When we added all that up, we got 62 weeks, 7 days. That equals 441 days. Check it out. So 441 days from 49 days, so from 490 days, you're going to have 49 days left. So let's look at that again. So we have the 62 weeks in the 7 days. Okay. Then we have another, he confirmed with 7 days equals all. See, because with the 62 weeks in that, it equals 441. And then you have 441 equals from 490 equals 49 days left. Then you have the 3 days he was in the tomb when he died. Compared the same as when Jonah is what he said. So we're going to look at that. Matthew 12:40. It says, for as Jonah 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. So Now we have 3 days and 3 nights from the 49. We got to take that 3 days from there. So we have 62 weeks, 343 days. 1 week, 7 days equals 441 days. Now we have 3 days equals 444 days. So now we have 46 days left. So I say it again. We have now from the 3 days, because remember he died, and he was 3 days in the belly of the whale. So same thing it's talking about. So 62 weeks is 434 days. You should be able to add that. And then you had the 7 days, that 1 week that he did the confirmation, and that was 441 days. Then we had the 3 days, which is 444 days. So now from that left, we have 46 days left. And then then he showed himself to them for how long? Let's go to Acts 1 and 3 and get that clear. And to whom also showed himself alive after the passion by many infallible proof, being seen of them 40 days, and speaking in them pertaining to the kingdom of Yahweh. So now we have 40 days after his death that he risen, showed himself, speaking in things pertaining to the kingdom of the Most High. So now we have 62 weeks equal 434 days, with the 1 week equal 441 days. Then we have the 3 days, which he was in the tomb, which is, it comes up to 444 days. So again, the 70 weeks, again, is 490. So 444 from 490 equals 46 days left, because we got the tomb now in there. So then we had a 40 days that was also taken off, because we had to take 40 days from the 46 days. So that leaves us with 6 days left. This is where everyone messes up, because 6 days are left. This is why they start timing things up. This is why they did it. Because Yahawashi, as I said, a few things we need to keep in mind. He's the Lamb of God. So the Most High tells you something to do, as Yahawashi said. If you're going to be called sons of God, you need to do as he do, as what commanded of us. So let's recap, and we're going to check some things out. So you have 70 weeks, 490 days, 62 weeks, 434 days equals 56. Then he confirmed the covenant for 1 week with the 56 days minus 7 days. It's 49. And then need to go down. And then he was buried for 3 days. Minus 49. From the 49, you got 46 days left. Then he showed himself for 40 days. So with the 40 days, you have 6 days left. So now we're going to look at Daniel. Daniel right below it says, 70 weeks are determined upon the people and upon the holy city to finish the transgression and to make an end of sin and to make reconciliation for sin and to bring everlasting righteousness and seal up the vision and prophecy and anoint the Most High. That's what we dealing with. So we have 6 days left to where we trying to make this all click. So 70 days, so 70 weeks, 490 days, 62 weeks, 434 days. You take all that down, you got 56 days left. Confirm the covenant with them for 1 week is 56. From 7, that leaves 49 days left. He was buried for 3 days. From 49, you got 46 days left. He showed himself for 40 days. You take 40 from the 46, you got 6 days left. You see that? I'm leaving it here to where you can write it down if you need to. But let's move forward. So then the same thing, as we're looking at this, so now it tells you in Daniel, so after 62 weeks shall the Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. So he didn't do this for himself. And the people in the prince shall come and shall destroy the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with the flood. And unto the end of the war, desolations are determined. So we see that. We're understanding that. This is where we're getting ready to start nailing in on this. So again, we had 6 days left. This is where most people get confused and cannot account for the 6 days. But the way you get the 6 days, you have to precept the Bible. Because he's going to tell you a few things on where you get this from, through precepts. So let's look at the same as he. See, because we got to do the same thing as he do. That's why he say he see as his father do, then he'll do it. So let's go to Exodus 12:3, and let's look at this. He says, speak unto the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of the month shall to them every man a lamb according to his house, and their father a lamb of the house. What day is this on? On the 10th day. The 10th day. And the household might be too little for the lamb. Let his neighbor of the next unto his house take according to the number of his souls. Every man according to his eating, make your count for the lamb. So here go your keys are going to start coming in. And the lamb should be without blemish of the first year, and should take out of from the sheep or from the goats. Why? Because he shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. The whole assembly of the congregation shall kill it at even. Now, as you was preparing, as we said, as you was preparing for this time, when did you grab it? On the 10th day. And then to the 14th day, that's when it happens. Now you remove 4 more days. But we still have 2 days left. This is where I always tell you, we have to understand spiritual outside of fleshly. So we have to take the lamb on the 10th day, and then we're going to do it in on the 14th day. So we have another 4 days. But where's the other 2 days? Because there's 2 days are missing. So let's get to 2 days through the precepts. Let's go to it. Exodus 16:28, it tells you, and Yahweh said unto Moses, how long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws? See, the Most High is telling you, how long are you going to refuse to keep the commandments and my laws? Verse 29, and here's your key. See, for if that Yahweh have giveth you, understand what he's saying, Yahweh have given you the Sabbath. Therefore, he giveth you on the 6th day in the bread of 2 days. Abide ye in every man his place, let not a man go out of his place in the 7th day. So, what do we have? You have all the days fulfilled. Because he's counting 1 as 2. Same as the sun, as when you see where he kept the sun up when they went to war. It's one of the same thing. And you got to remember, bread is for 2. It's counted as 2. So that was on the Sabbath. That's why he looked at it in that way. And that's why he told them that in that way. That's why you have to look at it in the spiritual side. This is why they'll miss it. So many, as I said, keep your finger there, but I know many gonna say, but what about those sacrifices? And he didn't command it. What about that? Is it a commandment? No. Yahawashi came to remove the sins of Israel in his suffering, which was filled.